All right,
Two
we are live, and the match is starting. And the only the only context for this is that I finally unlocked the Isabel AI voice, which is the Spanish one, the black market Spanish one. They specify that it's black market, I think, because the recording levels aren't consistent between the different voices, and that's a funny way to label it. I'm also trying out this new rifle, which is so far going hilariously bad. Oh god. That is an inauspicious start. You're using the pistol I love so much. Sorry, you were saying about dealing with those bin files?
Yeah, I was just going through some of those files to like see what was there, and there was one or two where I'm like, I'm sure if I change these to SFC they'll run, and they totally did in their pre-release versions of Yoshi's Island with very incomplete levels. There was one level I walked into a pipe and it just set me down like a well with an end with no end at it.
Okay, I like that.
I was like, alright, this is interesting. Yeah, there's
Alright, we're going pistol. Sorry.
There's some demo somewhere, I don't know if it has to be compiled or something, but I don't know how to do any of that.
Right.
Of a pre-Yoshi's Island when it was apparently a Donkey Kong title.
Oh, bizarre.
Where you play as this weird-looking guy that people are presuming is Stanley the Bugman or something from Donkey Kong 3. So you're playing as him, and I guess Donkey Kong's the enemy. Kind of like trying to do a 16-bit version of what was Donkey Kong 64, but without Mario.
Bizarre. I'm surprised there weren't more, like, rebrandings of, like, work-in-progress things in that whole era. Hello? Oh, that was a grunt.
There's a lot of weird stuff. Some of the characters from Yoshi's Island are there, obviously not the, not the Shy Guys and stuff like that, but stuff that's like, oh, that's the little guy that pushes the ball, that's the bouncy dude. Then there's a ton of sprites, but I don't know how much of that stuff was completed.
Okay.
Someone has like I watched somebody play a little demo and they were able to advance past the first stage just because the jumping wasn't functional.
I assume there's also a lot of stuff out there that's like implemented but not stable or necessarily tested. So works but not always.
Yeah, one thing that was just in the directory with a working tag without needing to change anything was the CES demo of Star Fox 2.
Oh, bizarre.
In English, and it's like, whoa.
It's been how many years since that was even shown?
The weird thing is all this stuff came from China.
I would... I actually don't like... I don't like that in the sense that I don't know why any firm in China would have needed to have those files, like, within the actual... Not chain of command. Oh, man.
Well...
Sorry, I was fighting lag there more than the other player, I think.
Well, you see, in China, there was a developer who was working with Nintendo to make the IQ player.
Did you steal all the files?
And so they had the files from Nintendo, but somebody hacked into their servers and then copied the files.
Oh, great.
So that's how it got out. This was like, happened a couple years ago, but now the files are coming out this week for some reason.
Okay, interesting.
Like there was some big hack in May or whatever.
Yeah. Hello?
But there's a lot of stuff that they probably shouldn't have had, I guess, like certain Wii U documentation, like system keys and logins. It's very strange.
It's got to be one of those things where it's like they're not supposed to be going into them, but they just have access to the share folder, so they're like grabbing it. That went okay.
Yeah, somebody found a tool that Dylan Cuthbert had wrote, and even he didn't have a copy of it. He's like, "Where did this even come from?"
That's the Star Fox one, right?
That's the Star Fox one where it was like, a way to help put text and translate text into English or whatever.
Or I think just to place the text, because they didn't have like fonts in the traditional sense.
Right. So he made like a simple DOS program to care of that type. And now it's like, he's like, where did this come from? Like, I made this for one project. People are emailing me about this. Like, I haven't thought about this in over 30 years at this point.
Oh my god. I feel bad. I've killed that one player like four to five times.
Oh,
It even has audio call-outs when you're kind of dominating a particular player. You seem happy.
People are still digging and seeing what they can find.
Right, right.
The various communities out there.
How big did you say the overall file size was? Like 5 gigs?
It's not like it's in a lot of structures. Like the main zip file, I think it's like 300 megabytes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was actually surprised when I thought I heard it was bigger. Like small makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, like one of the zip files inside of it was extracted. That folder was 5 gigs.
Oh, okay. I see.
So there's some crazy level compression that I wouldn't know how you do that. But there's smarter people than me.
Well, it might just be like placeholder data, in effect, like files are required to be a certain size, so...
Right.
That's sometimes how that works, like it's not necessarily compressing it, it's just recognizing dummy space. Alright. Get out of here.
Because previously, somebody figured out how to reverse engineer Mario 64, then create a PC executable, which is out there.
Yeah, you had told me about that at the time. I still haven't like tried to install it or anything, but I'm out of bullets.
But people have done a lot of updates to that, adding various special features and texture swaps, optimizations.
Yeah, I saw one that almost looked like a Paper Mario style. Oh, that went pretty okay. My main gun ran out of bullets, so I'm switching over to this one. I just picked it up off the ground.
In widescreen, where it's like your entire monitor's length, only 1 inch tall.
Oh my god. Well, as though if you had a monitor shaped that way.
Right, like if you had a, 6-foot monitor or whatever. The height was still 4 inches.
Thank you, Isabel.
I've just been hanging around Twitter and looking at stuff and NeoGAF and 4chan, just seeing what people have scrounged up out of it. But I guess there's some, the word for source files before they're packaged.
I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, source files make sense.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like literally
like binaries.
Code.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they can build new versions of games using the files that are there. It's all stuff that's uncompiled. But it's going to open up windows for a lot of mods and hacks going forward for like those older systems, I think.
It's funny with how little Nintendo has taken advantage of that stuff. I think there's probably some pent-up interest in it that they may have just lost some opportunities on. Like, I'm still surprised they didn't put more Mario Maker style community tools and things out there. I mean, I guess they were kind of half-hearted with their Mario Maker 2 support, so I guess it's par for the course, but
they've been adding stuff to it. But people have done some pretty interesting things with Mario Maker.
There we go. When the enemy rodeos a friendly mech, that kind of makes them a pretty easy target. They're like locked in place and they're doing damage to the Titan, but oh god, my aim.
Yeah, the thing people are most excited about is finding models, textures, and sound files for Luigi in Mario 64.
Yeah, I saw people freaking out about the official Luigi 3D model, and it's like, okay.
It's like, great, it's a recolored Mario, you did it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of meetings with lawyers and security and everything over the next week at Nintendo. And
yeah, well, I'm sure
unhappy.
They'll probably just be forced to have a separate network share tier of only for that project, no older legacy files in there. I'm really surprised that they were organized that way for supposedly a subcontractor. I'd be more inclined to think it was a hostile data breach. But I guess there's a lot of subcontractors out there that just, they're working and they just download the folder because why not?
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff in the like the IQ device did come out in China, and there were a couple of them. Like there was even a DS that was branded the IQ DS.
Sounds familiar. We didn't see that with the Game History Museum thing at
It's possible.
the Frank Cifaldi
yeah.
event. That sounds super familiar to me.
Right. The main, the original IQ player, it looks like this awful bloated, like if you bloated the Sega Saturn 3D controller
Okay.
and added AV out to it. That's kind of what this device was, and it was preloaded with 2 games, like Mario 64 and something else of your choice. And then you could buy more games digitally and take it, connect it to the internet or to the store, and they would load it with more games, with up to like 12, I think.
Interesting.
And so there were Chinese localized versions of Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, along with a ton of other games for the N64.
And that was consumer facing, like it wasn't like a hotel deal? Okay.
Oh, this was just regular to the public. I was tempted to buy one a couple times because somebody was selling them, and then like you pay them for what games you'd want on it, they would load those games into it. Because it wasn't hacked or anything, you had to have access to the equipment to do
Right.
it. I think they were just a retail store. It's like, oh, we could sell these to Americans for $200, and a couple of them have come here. And they're neat, but there's no reason to own one since it's
there's
the same games in Chinese, other than being like, what's the Chinese difference? Taking out skeletons or something like that.
There's a lot of that stuff that's, like legitimately uncommon or rare, whatever, that I just don't give a shit about. It's like, that's a game we played that we had access to like everywhere. It's currently available digitally for the most part. Hello.
Within the files, somebody found the Visual Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance emulator.
Oh, that's weird.
Like the regular one that you would
download just from the...
anybody else would find on the internet and look for, and it's like, oh, okay. And I guess there's files to make an official in-house DS emulator, but I don't think anybody has gotten that functioning.
All right.
It's fascinating. Like, it's a lot of people don't know how to feel about it because of the ethics behind it,
or just even the legality, frankly.
Right? Because they're like, oh, it's great to have all this information of behind-the-scenes stuff and seeing the thought process into the games.
But it's also the same thing.
It's also like it's all stolen, so it's kind of like, well, we really can't use this for any academic or research stuff without getting a waiver signed, essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is not all that far off from some of the like hostile, like Guccifer 2.0 kind of nationally organized hacking that's been used to disrupt elections, and it's on the same tier of data breaches, hostile data breaches. I mean, this is obviously for community use versus some organized thing, but it's still a similar, it's similarly illegal. I mean, I guess that's ethics versus legality. So you're not being inconsistent if you're against elections being swayed versus, hey, I want to see this shit that Nintendo was doing 20, 30 years ago. Matchmaking was pretty quick.
If you want sprites not seen from the final versions of Mario's early years fun, that's something people have found.
It might shock you to hear this, but I don't.
Well, one of them has a bee biting Luigi's bottom.
Okay, that's going right in the chat. It's going right in the emoticon library.
Oh, it's so good. It's beautiful. It's really good too, because there's like a little effect of like the sting piercing. It's really great.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
one of the sprites is a can. You like cans?
I do like tin cans.
Totally a tin can with the lid left open.
Watch, it's just stolen from Earthworm Jim.
Oh no.
Low. That's a player. That's just a bunch of birds. Man, okay, I got used to this pistol. Player down. Alright, cool. Yeah, if you kill someone while they're using a burn card, which is like a 1 life special ability, you get extra points, which I love. Oh, they got me.
I tell you, Yoshi was not pretty in his early designs.
I think it's hard to make something...
He looks like an enemy from, like, the Snorks.
Oh. I guess it's hard to communicate much of anything in that many pixels and have it interact with other pixels and, you know, or other sprites. Like, I get it. Come on, die, son of a gun.
And now people are creating fan art of the things found in the hidden pixel maps.
Oh my goodness.
Because there's some weird unused Princess Peach screaming with her mouth open, like when she's in Bowser's clown car at the end. And it just looks awful, so it's obviously then you didn't use that one or made an alternate one. But now people have full-size paintings of it that they've done in
A day.
Corel or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's like nothing surprises me. It's so great.
Got he. And then he floated in the air. Sorry, I'm like focusing because I got my Titan.
You're a Titan.
I mean, I kind of am.
Gotta find the little man to escape from inside of you. Just reach in, pull him out.
Alright. Squished like 2 pilots in a row. Yeah, I think this is basically a full match in terms of player count. Oh god,
Pretty good for
yeah. Sunday afternoon.
for a game that old.
Yeah, it seems like weekends are the way to do it, because like mid-work week, I tried to get some campaign going on, and there was just not enough people in that playlist to do it. At one point, there might have literally been 0 in the campaign playlist, but attrition, which is the main Titanfall 1 game mode, usually seems pretty well populated. Mind you, pretty well populated means like 30 players, so there's like 3 different games going on. But because there's so many AI units, you can technically go with 2 players if you really need to.
And it is midday in Mexico right now.
Mm-hmm.
I presume you're still playing on the Mexican servers.
Well, it's not... I think people kind of flock to wherever there are players, so this might actually be Northeast US, but I recognize a lot of these names. Like, I've actually been playing with a lot of these people over the course of the day today. Oh god. That's a bad... Oh god, that's a bad person.
Give that stream a refresh. You vanished.
Be advised, your replacement Titan will be ready in 2 minutes.
Got him. Ooh, that's bad. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I didn't make it.
Be advised.
Yeah, I've had like no shortage of Titans just because I'm getting enough enemy pilots and grunts all added up. And I hadn't realized it's not just like kills, it's also damage. So like if you do a bunch of damage to certain other units, that'll cut down your time for your Titan to respawn.
Be advised. Replacement Titan will be ready in 15 seconds.
Ah shit, this is one of those satchel guys. No, no, no. Let's see what that looked like. Yeah. They're like players that don't even bother shooting sometimes. Like, they're just kind of covering an area and will throw down a satchel, trigger. It's smart. It works. But they often get me. All down Isabel.
Just hiding, waiting.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
And they crouch. Impossible to hit maneuver.
How could I work around such a devious strategy? I love leaving Isabel on guard mode, so she just kind of like basically acts like a turret within like a 20 by 20 area, and then I have pilots go for her, and then I just snipe off the pilots.
Earlier when you were saying Isabel, I was thinking Isabel from Animal Crossing.
Well, that was originally going to be the when I did the video on demand version of this. I was going to do the art of the Titan OS icon, but with Isabel's face. I think it's funny, but it's also my favorite Titan AI voice.
Replacement Titan will be ready in 2
So she's unlocked, so I technically don't need to be still playing this, but it's really fucking fun, so we gotta get you that hard copy of the Xbox
Right.
One version and get going on that. Also, I am more and more offended at the multiplayer mode in the second game, the more I've, like, played it at the same time as this, and the more I've thought about it. Like, I consider it, like... It's a shit game. Like, I honestly think the multiplayer in the second game is, like, actively bad design. Like, I don't know if they were told they need to make it more like other things out there, but I absolutely despise it. And it doesn't actually... There is stuff that this game does that no other games do, and it's why it's fun, and they pretty much eliminated any of that.
Yeah, and I haven't played much of that multiplayer, and I was like, this is alright.
Mm-hmm.
Your replacement Titan will be
Nothing as egregious, just because it, other than not having enough people on a squad.
Right, right. No, it's stuff like even the main playlist is really... Oh, just a sec. There we go. Even the main playlist in the second game, attrition, which is the mode where there are pilots and Titans at the same time, you know, you're like earning your Titanfalls, that's super, super deprecated. So in the sense that, like, it's just modes where you're playing in Titans and you cannot leave your Titans, or your pilots only just shooting like fucking cavemen. Like, it's so... I don't understand it. And it wasn't an issue, like, because I was kind of reading up on things, like, with the initial response... lost my lock. Like, at the time, players were confused because the playlists were not populating with, like, the main mode. I gotta go gorilla on these guys because I don't want to get hamburgered. Here's my... Hello? Run away, run away. I love the level design on this stage. Shit.
A tactical withdrawal has been ordered.
I think I'm on the wrong side of the map for the escape route, but let's see what we can do.
I noticed something strange in Phantasy Star last night.
What was that?
I was walking through water, and I was able to walk through it and go into a waterfall just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then it started raining in the environment, and the water started to push me in the direction the water was flowing.
Oh, yeah, so there are certain stages where the streams will do that, and it seems like weirdly strong, and I don't know the the level design purpose for it. Oh god, I just got...
It was just water that's maybe an ankle high.
Right.
I'm
And it's like...
no! I'm literally wearing probably 300-pound armor.
Right.
That's not gonna happen.
We did not escape, but I wasn't first, so... Yeah, attrition is fucking fantastic. And it's actually great that this is the mode everyone settled on because they liked it so much. I'm just gonna stay in this same playlist, so... Alright. Oh, triple threat. So that's like each pull of the trigger fires 3 huge grenades, which are awesome for, like, shooting into windows with enemy Titan pilots inside, and also are pretty effective on Titans themselves. It's kind of like my go-to, not exactly a win button kind of thing, but that's like my go-to weapon from when I played this back in the day. Oh, Lagoon's a good map for this. Okay, cool. Oh, I need to sell some burn cards.
Just a P20.
My pistol is. Like, my pistol is straight up the P... It's like the P2011 or something weird like that, but it's the P2020. Oh, something I noticed. So, like, some of the weapons from Apex that were automatic and some that were semi-automatic are, like, reversed in this, which I thought was interesting. Like, the EVA 8 is semi-auto in this, but it's full auto in Apex. And the RE45 in this is semi-auto, it's full auto in this, but it's semi-auto in Apex, and it's just interesting. Like I like them in both games. Like I don't think it's like they ruined anything. It's funny that they're different. Yeah, Lagoon is, like, I think one of the more attractive looking stages, but it's also just fun to play on. Like, it's got a lot of different terrain differences. It's got, like, a lot of canyon walls that are good for mobility, but also good for, like, breaking line of sight when you're in a Titan, so. Also, palm trees. I love palm trees. Mm-hmm. Birds. Birds are good.
More palm trees.
I hate when I'm like, feel like I'm going to be graceful like a bird and then I just get stuck on a wall. Oh, that's a pilot. Yeah, so you're running around with these grunts and, to a lesser extent, the specters, and your whole thing is that is how you harvest the resources that are the score in this mode. So you do want to be killing the AIs, but you also get a little resource bump every time you... Gosh darn it. Oh, it's the person behind me. Okay. But you're both denying the other team the points while their players are dead, and you also get a little resource bump from killing player pilots. So, oh. I don't think they saw me, somehow. Oh, so the arc grenade in this is exactly what you'd expect from the arc star, except it, you know, just thrown like a normal pineapple grenade. But there is a star-type grenade, which is actually like a weird gravity grenade. It's cool.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like it pulls in anything short of a Titan or a well, anything short of a Titan, it pulls in. Oh my god.
Yeah, 'cause I think in 2 that the grenades I've seen so far is the fire grenade and the
fragmentation grenade.
Oops.
Oops.
Flashbang, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So one of the game design decisions in the second game was, in this, there's a certain degree of as you level up in multiplayer, you get access to some tools that you don't have otherwise, but more or less, you could do just as well with a starter Titan as you could with any. In 2, they went hard on the bullshit of you are at an active disadvantage starting off. Players with more experience have better weapon and better gear, and it's just... to me, that's like the most brain-dead structure for an action game. Hello. We both have the same one-way shield.
I'm interested in your shield.
He's got like twice as much armor as I do. Let's see if I can get him. I think I have stim and not invisibility, but... Alright, I didn't die. I'll take that. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, I fucking love this rifle. I super got used to it. Like that first game, I was not so good, but... Each gun has its own challenges, so in theory, later on, as you want to level up faster, if you want your pilot level to go up faster, you'll use different weapons because they have their own challenges and XP boosts when you meet them. In addition to dailies and just overall challenges.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, can you believe it's Sunday? I can't believe it's Sunday.
Doesn't feel like Sunday. Well, it kind of feels like Sunday. I cleaned my stove like an interesting person. Well, we have a new stove, so I want to take care of it. Oh god, I'm gonna die.
Like the old stove. How old is this cheese? It's still good.
Well, like the old stoves were used by when I was there, so they already had like the protective coating that is useful for cleaning ripped off. Oh god. I got out of there. Okay, cool. So it's nice just having one fresh to start with because it's way easier to clean as you go.
All units, the militia are getting even further ahead of us. Step it up down there. Ready for launch. Signal when
Yeah, like none of those are players. Those are all just the AI, but they're a handful of attrition points each, so... In theory, you can just kind of call down your Titan and plant it next to areas where you know drop pods come in and leave it on guard mode, and it's almost like a harvester. Like, it tends to wreck those guys, and if you get it far enough away from other players, they won't be messing with your Titan unless they know what you're doing. It's such a good way to boost these modes. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I almost never use follow mode for Isabel. Like, it's always kind of strategically using guard mode. Oh, boy. Oh, there you go. Eva 8. Yeah, it's super good up close. The damage falls off like crazy after, I don't know how many feet, but you cannot use it at range.
There were too many people at the store yesterday.
Huh. Yeah, I have realized I've gotten real used to the extra space, so the times it is crowded or that someone is standing super close, I'm just like, alright, what the fuck? Yeah, speak of the devil, my Titan is just fucking wrecking house right now. Including some enemy pilots, actually. Oh, she's about to go down. Don't hurt my robot lady. I've gotten a little better with grenades.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So one of the things that came out with all leaks was a different overworld for Yoshi's Island with that was a bit more animated with stuff going on in it.
You're talking like the map?
Yeah, it was like the map.
Okay.
And people got pieces of it from it, and one guy went and reassembled all of it into a GIF.
Okay.
And now somebody's made it into a 4K MKV at 16:9.
That's really silly. I mean, I like it, but...
And it would make a really good overlay for like at the bottom of the screen. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use this.
I like the idea of using that for like a fundraiser. So like as you get different funding levels, you move along the map. That could be a fun interactive stream where there's like different paths. So like the chat chooses which path to take as the funding comes in.
I've been assembling. That would be super fun.
I don't think I can get them from this far. Sorry, I'm like super focusing on getting that player, and I absolutely did not.
Oh, you're fine.
They don't. No one uses this area up here. Like they've gotten all these zip lines right across, so it's not even like you're like limited to where you can go.
Probably just looking out for Pathfinder.
Yeah. Well, so like this guy's all fucked up. He was hiding there, not expecting to get shot from a shield's coming back. I might have missed my chance, but a lot of times people will hide back in this shadowed area when their Titan is damaged, and it's just the best place to just get kills off them, like harvest kills off them. Oh, that shake is killing me. I think I'm still in good shape, though.
Trolls are coming out today.
Oh god, do I want to know?
That's not even like people are putting out fake large zip files with like similar sounding names.
Okay.
Inside of it is just a large PNG called Uncle Fat Obese Monkey, and it's just a fat monkey.
Oh my god.
But it's like, it's huge. It's like a gig PNG.
Oh man. What's the, why am I blanking on the other format? Oh, TIFF. They should do a TIFF. It's so easy to get huge TIFFs. And TIFFs used to be used more frequently a couple years back, in my experience.
We use them a bit in publishing for transparencies, just because they didn't lose data as much.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they're lossless, and they, in theory, can have a whole lot of color data that other ones are restricted on. Like, PNGs can't have CMYK, which I still don't technically understand, but it is what it is.
Oh, interesting.
I think TIFFs... Yeah. Yeah, they're designed for screens. They are RGB. I think TIFFs can have raw data in addition to the raw format, but I can't remember for sure. It might have just been like as we were using the raw plugin in Photoshop that we would save it as a TIFF as the next step down, so it could be used natively. Titan's doomed. Oh, we lost. Shit. I had just gotten a unlock for something, and it played just as the match ended, so I was like, oh cool, we won. I got the good sound. Oh god, there's a lot of Titans out.
I've been itching to replay Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gunk reveal weirdly got me into the idea of replaying one of the Metroids, even if it's 3.
And the weird feeling is like, I don't want to play through it and then the next day an HD version's announced.
Yeah, that's the weird... Ah, shit. Ah, I missed it.
It's such a weird feeling. Because it's right here.
Right. Sorry, I just like super duper missed my escape. I missed my my ride. Let's try not dying though. All right. First on my squad. Oh man, some of our teammates died a lot. I want someone to make a Super Mario 128.
Oh, I would. That's the dream
I would love
demo
that.
to play with.
Yeah, this should be pretty fast. Yeah, I think it's just balancing the team based on whoever's the highest, and it'll get us in, and then someone can join late, which is nice. Ah, shit, we lost someone else. Okay, we're good. Oh my god, I have so many of these things.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, I've been curious, but I've never seen is collision maps
Oh, that's the...
for an environment.
Yeah, that's the, what, technically 1-bit art that determines the hitboxes, right?
Yeah. Like someone's showing a 3D model of the entrance to the Forest Temple in Zelda 64.
Oh, this is 3D. Okay, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
still...
It's still the same idea. It's very
Yeah.
fascinating. It's like, solid green ground. Pink, possibly stairs or walls. Purple, you're not walking through this.
When I found out that, like, that's the kind of stuff that uses CPU more than GPU, like,
Right.
the idea of you can have a hitbox that's exactly the same as your model, but you're not rendering the scene twice, but in terms of CPU power required, you are kind of doing it twice. Hello? I'm trying to remember. I think Doom 3 is one of the games that technically has the hitbox is the same as the geometry for the actual, like, enemies and stuff, and the player, but, which is cool, because you'll never, like, get hit when it doesn't look like you should have, and you'll never, like, miss, because the edge of the model was different from the hitbox, and I like that. Good night, Gracie. Alright, let's go for the other team. If you can, like, cut off the other team at the heels early on, you get a, like, force multiply... Oh! That is a... Okay. So many people. I love this rifle. Like, super tuned in, sorry. You're not a player. You're not a... You're a player. Right? That's a streak.
The industrialness of this is all very strange.
It's like halfway... to me, this looks like if there was like a... Blade Runner-like cityscape that then went shitty industrial kind of on top of it. So, like, everything is modular. There's all this, like, space for where there would be billboards, but they're all fucking empty, and I kind of dig that. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, this is a good map for these, triple take grenades. Just because there's a lot of areas that you technically won't have line of sight on enemy pilots, but you can just dunk on them if you, shoot them in the building. Oh man, I love squishing them. Militia. That's a player. shit.
Daños críticos. Ejecute acción evasiva. Titán aliado atacando su objetivo.
Yeah, the audio callouts are actually pretty useful.
Atención, recibiendo daños graves.
I really like when those screens come together. It's such a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. I need to hide. I need to not be where I am right now.
Find the toilet.
Yep. A bathtub.
Be advised.
Bathtubbing in Titanfall.
Will be ready in 2 minutes.
We're down, but this isn't going too bad. Frankly, I'm not sure the team's balance.
It's not what I clicked on.
Damn it. Yeah, this map is less... Okay. This map is trickier to kind of set up your Titan as like a harvester sort of role, so you tend to want to pilot it a little more directly.
We're doing better than before, but those malicious terrorists are still in the lead. Step it up, pilot.
Oh my god. Just lucking out with where these pilots are dropping in.
Titán hostil abatido. Titán aliado abatido.
Running, running, running. Oh yeah, so I played a bunch in the 30 hertz mode, so it like kind of locks the frame rate to 30, so even though the game can run higher, it doesn't try, so it kind of like takes care of a lot of the screen tearing and just in general makes it more consistent, but I just like the way it feels at the 60 hertz mode, even though the frame rate drops.
Núcleo de daños disponibles.
What are you doing,
Angel
pilot?
Apartments.
Núcleo de daños activado. Ahora cuenta con potencial de daños
Upmark.
incrementado. Atención, piloto enemigo detectado por el armador.
Alright.
Se recomienda que desembarque y elimine la amenaza manualmente.
I took out a higher armored Titan, so I'll take that.
Be advised. Your replacement Titan will be ready in 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's some mods for this. There's some mods for this rifle that let you either... It removes the trigger fire rate limiter, but it also lowers the accuracy of every individual shot. And you can have like a suppressor on it, but that technically lowers its range and its damage by just a hair, so I tend to use it with just like the factory out kit. No, I might actually be using it with this suppressor? I can't see.
Be advised. Your replacement Titan will be ready in 60 seconds.
I hope he jumps to the wall. Oh, he jumped to the wall.
30 seconds. Be advised.
I learned pretty quickly that you generally don't want to try and, like, clamber over stuff if someone's right on your ass.
We're steadily increasing our lead over these malicious
Just that momentary, like, handhold, that's usually long enough to get killed. Or kill, I guess.
Replacement Titan is ready for launch. Signal when ready.
Nope, that's a player.
Was.
Was a player. Right. Oh my god. Please chase me, please chase me, please chase me. There he is. God, we're just running circles around each other. Oh, you're not him. Grenade. Oh my god, got him, finally. Holy shit. That was an extended fight. Yee! Oh, you're not even a player. That was a good fight. And let's call in Isabel. Maybe not here, though.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so apparently from whenever that data breach happened, whoever has the files now is incrementally leaking them out throughout the year. It was about GameCube stuff, and they're like, no GameCube now, but maybe in the next couple of months. They're chronologically going through the information.
Interesting.
I assume that whoever did the breach, I thought they got arrested, but maybe that never happened and they never found them. There's something from May, from what I remember, but...
Okay. I mean, most likely, unless they, you know, compromised...
to somebody.
Well, like I'm saying, like, unless they actually, like, illegally compromised a data security system, what they did may be improper and the kind of thing there could be, like, tort litigation against you, but might not be technically against the law.
Okay.
Got the Titan. But if they, you know, if they hacked into a system, that is where it becomes illegal.
I could go for a tort right now.
It's the funniest word.
There's one I like, but the recipes to make it are ridiculous.
Oh, they're totally gonna get away.
You need a whole bunch of pear juice.
Okay.
You can only get in a can of pears, but you don't use the pears at all. So you have to, like, open like 2 or 3 cans of pears to make this cake.
Oh my god, I only died twice and killed 12 other pilots. That was a pretty good, match.
There's a CD my dad has on the table I need to take a photo of because it's amazing.
Okay.
Some Polish language CD, some, like, girl singer.
Okay.
There's a picture of a bundt cake on the cover of it along with her. It's like clip art of this cake on art, and I'm like, why? Why would anybody do this?
That's fantastic.
You just needed to fill the space, and you're like, let's put a cake here.
Oh. I think I'm going to pretty much drop it here.
Alright.
And you need to go prep some kitchen stuff, right?
Prep lunch.
Okay.
Lunch!
Woo! We did it.
What do you call lunch?
I need to end on that high note, so thank you, Blizz. I'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, I'll send you a message later.
All right, cool. Later.